So hello and welcome everyone. So in this video, we're gonna continue our Linux for Hacker course part 9. So if you have previous watched my previous course videos on Linux for hackers, then you are now very much familiar with Linux and basics of Linux. Such as Linux file structure, Linux commands, users, groups, file permissions, different types of Linux networking commands, and different types of text editors present in Linux, and package manager in Linux, and lot more things. So, in our previous part 6 video, which is this, the Linux system and network commands, on that video, I have discussed about a lot more other commands such as wget, curl, and nslookup, and lot more. But on that video, I have just given a overview, or you can say a basic use case of curl, wget like tools or commands. But in this video, you are going to learn some of the essential Linux command line tools and utilities that are very necessary to become a best cybersecurity expert or to start into ethical hacking and penetration testing like fields. You need to learn something more in detail about curl, wget, and such other tools such as SSH, FTP, Netcat, NSLookup, Dig, etc. Without wasting a lot more time, let's get started our today's video where we are going to discuss about some essential Linux command line utilities. So let's start this video. So the first command line utility we are going to discuss about, which is the very basic command line utility you all must need to know about it, something in detail, which is curl. So let's understand that in the left side, you can see this is a popular website hostinger.in. You can visit it and read the detailed article about curl. And on the right side, we are performing the practical use case. So let's start. So, what is curl command? And we're gonna understand about the syntax options and with the examples over here. So you can see this is a diagram. You don't need to see it. So let's start. What is curl? So the first question is what is curl? So the very basic and simple answer will be the curl is a command line utility that lets you connect to a server and exchange data directly from your terminal, or you can say what is the CLI interface, command line interface. You can determine the destination by specifying the endpoints of the U or the URLs basically. So, in simple word, if we go to describe it, then curl is nothing but is a command line utility that basically runs inside your terminal. You can navigate, or you can basically browse on the uh, on the websites which you do on your browser, like to go to a website and to visit the pages, and something like this. You can also do these things with the curl command line utility on your terminal. So basically, this command line supports bidirectional transfer between the server and the client, and it supports basically multiple methods such as get, post, put, update, delete, etc. So it has a very compatibility with the different protocols such as HTTPS, SMTP. Also, you can interact with SMTP services using the command line utility such as curl, and also you can connect with FTP, make curl flexible, and flexible command line utility. So now you have understood what curl is. So let us start by installing curl on your terminal. So fire up your terminal and do with me. So on the almost every Linux system has some basic command line utility or pre-installed such as curl and wget, and also you might have installed curl by default if you are using distros such as Kali Linux, Parrot OS, or any other Linux distribution such as Ubuntu. Then you might not need to reinstall curl again, but you can ensure the curl is installed or not by typing this command curl hyphen hyphen version. And then you can see, okay, this is a lengthy output, I think. Sure, the curl is updated. You can type apt install. install curl. Then you can hit enter and hit yes, and it will update your curl basically. Then you will get a fresh new version of curl. So I need to update my terminal as my system is very outdated. So apt, make sure to do it. Apt update before you install something like this curl or any other packages. You need to update your terminal basically. When you basically Okay, I think there is some kind of error in my system, so that is not the part of our video. So you can see this is the version of curl 7.88.1. I think this is not the latest version, but yeah, you can do it if you if you are unable to reinstall or unable to update. So let's start. So you can see this is the command curl hyphen hyphen version, which is used to check the curl install current version of the curl. You can do sudo apt get update and sudo apt upgrade to update your system. And after that, which the same command which I have typed here, that is apt install curl. This will update your curl if you previously installed it, and if you not, then you can install it by this command. And the main part of this command is here is the basic syntax and option. So this is the syntax of curl command. Like you need to specify curl first, then the option related to the curl command line utility, which we will gonna see later, and the URL on which you are testing. So here is the breakdown of the syntax. You can see you can read it. I have already described you. And here are the some of the basic flags, or you can say the options that you need to set in order to run the curl command, such as in my system, if I type curl hyphen hyphen help and then hit enter, then you can see these are the some of the most basic use case of or you can say the most basic flags or the options that you need to specify during the command execution basically. So let us start by doing it practically. That then you can understand easily what I am talking about. So the first basic command use case of the curl is you need to write curl. Then you need to specify the URL or the URL of the website which you want to test. For example, in this case, we are going to test. You can see on the left side, this is the https www.google.com. So let's copy it and then hit enter and just hit enter. And you can see this is the I think. Okay, this is also a very lengthy output, but don't worry, you can precise it using any text editor, which we have covered in my previous video, such as Nano and gedit, etc. So this is the basically this is the HTML body of the requested URL, the google.com. If you open it in a text editor, it will look very precise, or it will give you a very precise output. So yeah, that's it. This is the very basic use case of the curl. So if you want to see the precise output, then specify here. I am specifying google.com, and you can see if I type ls, then here it is. This is the google.com. This is a text file, okay? So this is not the actual domain or URL. This is the text file. You can cat or you can also gedit. Then okay, there is an n. Yeah, you can see. Yes, see, this is the output, or you can say this is the doc type HTML. This is the HTML body of the google.com google.com URL basically. So what is it? If I just show you this thing in browser, then how it look like? See, uh, okay, then let me open my Firefox, then google.com, and you can see. it will open up my Firefox browser. Let it be happen. Okay, you can see here, this is the home page of the Google website or Google search engine. You can say whatever you can say you like to. So if I look into the source code, then yes, this is the file which I we have downloaded using curl and redirected towards a output google.com text file. So this is the same content as google.com text file has. So that's it. So let's come to our next use case of curl command. So let me just exit it so that I can switch to my root user. And there is another example such as we can also query to multiple websites or URLs using the curl command simultaneously. We can do that. For example, if I type curl, then https, then www google.com, and then if I want to query into another website such as facebook.com, then I need to give the URL of the facebook.com .com, and if I redirect this output to a file, then google dot okay, let's see what will gonna happen. So you can see we have successfully did that. So if I just open gedit, then okay, then you can see here. This is the first body of our first URL, which is google.com. And you can, if I scroll down, then you can see there will be another starting. Yeah, you can see here. This is you can see this is facebook.com. So it first what this command have did is it first queried to the google.com, and then it queried to facebook.com and combined those output into a single text file. You can see the bottom of the file is for the facebook.com. So this is how you can use curl command effectively. So another thing you can see here on the left side, saving output to a file, which we already have did that. That is by using or by specifying a right shift arrow operator, and then you can specify a file name. So it is not only useful in case of curl. It is most of the Linux command line utility on which you want to save the save on which you want to save into a file that the output you specify. You can use the right shift arrow operator in order to redirect the output into a file. So we already have covered this. So let's scroll down, and here is another thing: downloading a file with its original name. So one of the most curl commands common use is downloading a remote file from the internet. It is very similar to the wget. To do use of this hyphen capital O option, and then you can download it. So for example, let me just show you what I am talking about. If I want to download some files on the internet using curl, then I can do this, like you need to specify curl, then hyphen capital O. Then after that, you need to specify the URL from which you want to download that particular file, and you need to have hit enter, and you can see we have downloaded successfully. You can see dummy.pdf we have downloaded. So this is how we can download the network resources, or you can say the internet things from the command line utility. And another thing is following redirects. You might have seen that whenever you try to query some websites or some URLs, you might have seen a 301 or 302 response code, which is often says that the page has been redirected to something somewhere else. For example, in this case, if you just type this. googler.com. You can see this is the misspelling of the google.com. This is not the actual domain of the google.com. So if you hit enter, then you can see 301 moved permanently. It is basically doing what now, it is redirecting you to the google.com. If you this is saying that 301 permanently moved. But in order to follow the redirect, you can specify a hyphen capital L option or flag, whatever you can say. It will basically follow the redirection of the URL. For example, let me just show you. So you can see this is the wrong URL of the google.com, and I have specified hyphen capital L option here. And if I type it, then it will also gonna redirect me to the original website of google.com. You can see this is the same output which we have gotten in our previous response where we have queried the google.com. So this is how it works, and it will basically follow the redirection of the URLs. And yeah, that's it. And next thing you need to understand, which is if the URL redirects multiple times, you can limit how many times the curl will follow it using hyphen max hyphen redirects option like this. For example, if I let me just copy it and paste it. So you can see this is the hyphen hyphen max and redirects option, and then here three. What it basically does is, for example, let us consider the google.com is not found by the curl. So in that case, it will terminate the process, but you can specify here the maximum redirection time that will take, or it will retry that much of time what you specify out of here. Then it will gonna query to the google.com that much of time. Or you can see, you can just let me just see. Okay, so it will giving the same output as, because it is basically redirecting, or it is basically following the redirection. And if in this case we cannot see the use case of max redirects 3 option here, as because the google.com is present. So if it is not present at that remote location, then it will gonna redirect the 3 times if it not found that. So yeah, that's simple as it is. And let's see what other things we can. Yeah, okay. So there is another cool option, which is if I if I only want to see the headers of the request body, then I can specify hyphen capital I option that will gonna response, or that will gonna return me the HTTP response header. You can see this is the HTTP 1.1 and 200 OK and Xprime option. These are the HTTP response headers from the google.com or whatever the domain you specify here. It will gonna respond, or it will gonna return only the header part only, not the body part. So yeah, that's the basic use case of it. And also you can authenticate to some website or to some sites using the hyphen u option. Then you need to specify the username, then password, then URL. So it's very simple to use. And another thing is, you can also set custom headers by using hyphen capital H flag or option. You can send your custom header to the specified URL. And also yeah, that's it. Submitting from data, also you can submit data. And yeah, you can there's also another interesting option, which is hyphen capital X. This option is used to specify what method you want to follow to by querying the uh, requested URL, what method you want to follow. You can specify post, get, put, whatever you want to specify over here, or whatever the application support you can specify here. Also, you can upload files using these options. You can read here. There is too many things you can read on the hostinger.in site. But for this video, I'm not going into a lot more detail of these things. You can try these things option over here. This is your task basically. If you found any trouble, then just comment down below. I will solve it. So let's look at, or let's jump at our next command line utility, which is wget. So let us first understand what is a wget. So basically, wget is also a command line utility, or you can say a command line tool that makes it possible to download files from the internet directly in your in your terminal, or where you type the wget. It operates in background, allowing you to task to continue even you are offline. The name of this is the combination of the wget command is a combination. The name is a combination of World Wide Web and the word get. It supports download via FTP, SFTP, HTTP, and HTTPS. So it supports multiple operating systems such as Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. So here you can draw a conclusion of wget, that is, this is a command line utility which is used to download some network resources or from the internet. Uh, yeah, that's it. So let's start by installing wget. So most of the Linux system also has wget as like curl, but if you want to make sure, then you can install by typing apt install, then wget, and you need to wait. It will install. I am currently not doing that. You can do that if you don't have. So let's start by doing a basic example over here. So this is a WordPress file which is latest.zip. So let me just download it using wget. But make sure on your terminal where you are downloading, you might have faced the permission denied option or the permission denied error. Make sure to you need to have the right privileges on the directory where you are downloading. So I am currently root user, so I can download anything on my system. Then let's see what gonna happen. It is saying the connected, and you can see this is downloading 1%, 2%. It's like the regular downloading process which you all see on the internet. Okay, so let it be happen. So as you can see here, we have successfully downloaded the latest .zip file. Uh, you need to ensure you can see. Okay, let me resize the terminal. You can see this is the latest .zip file which we have downloaded using wget. So this is how you can do or how you can download uh, files on the internet using wget. Also, you can limit the downloadation speed by specifying hyphen limit and rate. And this option is very useful when you have a very limited bandwidth speed. So you can also specify this. Also, there is a lot more option, but the most basic use case of wget is this, the wget and the URL. This is basically used in, especially in cybersecurity or in penetration testing, like tasks where we need to transfer our payload or exploits to the target victim machine. So we just did it, or we just do that. There is a most popular and very useful option or flag, you can say, on wget, which is you can specify -r option, and if you specify any website over here, and then what will gonna happen, let's just see. If I run this command, then it will gonna download the entire website, or it will gonna clone the entire website into my terminal. You can see this is the very fascinating or very cool feature of wget. You can also download no matter what the size of the entire website is, but it can download the entire content of the website by if you specify -r option. So let's just see what gonna happen. You can see the name resolution has been started. It might take some time. It is connecting to the target host. Okay, so I think I have typed the wrong URL. Let me just check. So there was an issue with my internet connection, so let's just try again. You can see connected, and you can see all the files are getting downloaded from the targeted website. You can see all these things are becoming, you can see. And the entire website is being cloned on my terminal, and I will, okay, let us just being at finish. Let me just finish it. You can see. the entire website is getting cloned on my terminal. This is the very cool feature of wget, which I love it. And you can also use it in your bug bounty hunting like task, where you need to analyze every page or every aspect of the target without visiting frequently on your browser. This is a very helpful option. You can perform with it, as because it directly interact with the website from your terminal, and download all the required files that you need to analyze further. So yeah, that's it. And this is a very basic use case of and this is a very popular use case of, I can say, of wget command line utility. So it will finish my entire uh, mobile data. So let me just stop it. So if I list it, then you can see this is the abaindia.com directory. So if I go inside it, ls-la, you can see this is the whole content of that, which we have downloaded. Minutes we have downloaded these useful information. This is especially very helpful in bug bounty hunting like tasks. So make sure to do that and check it once. Command line utility which you need to understand, which is SSH. So this is not a command line utility. Basically, this is something. The SSH is basically a protocol which is stands for secure shell secure socket shell, and it is basically used to establish a secure connection, a tunnel like connection between your client and your server. Not the server, or you can say this is a kind of uh, remote sharing option which enable you to get access a system remotely in a secure manner. So this is also a command line utility, you can say, as because we can run it in our terminal. So the use case of SSH is to connect to a remote host. So in order to do that, you need to specify SSH first, and then you need to specify the username of the host you want to connect, then the at the rate symbol. Uh, the at the rate symbol, after that you can specify the IP address of, or the domain name, whatever you have of that system, but make sure the system has SSL service enabled. Yes, I'm entering my IP address and then hit enter. And it will gonna ask you to enter password. If you see these kinds of prompts, then just type yes, and then it will ask you to enter password. Hit the password, paste here, or you can type here, but it will not gonna prompt you as because for the security reasons. Then hit enter, and after hitting enter, you can see you can access the system or the terminal. You can another Linux operating system where you have enabled the SSL service. You can access it remotely. So this is the most useful use case used in penetration testing, bug bounty hunting, and ethical hacking like task. Utility you need to understand, which is FTP. So basically what a FTP is basically stands for file transfer protocol, that is basically responsible for transferring files over the internet. So it has a command line utility which is called FTP client. You can install it on your Linux system, and where you have the file server, you want to connect, you can type FTP, and then the IP address of the FTP, example this, and then hit enter. Then you need to specify the username of the FTP user that are present on the FTP server. As you can see here, it is asking for the username. If I hit the username and hit enter, and you can see this is asking for the password. Just copy the paste the password and hit enter, and you can see this is saying login successful, and you can remotely access files that are present on the system basically. So yeah, that's it. That's the FTP, how it works. So these were the most basic and very useful command line utilities that are present on the Linux or Unix-like system that you must need to know. So let us just recap what we have learned in this video. So at the very first beginning, we have learned about curl command and see different and saw different options that are present on the curl command. And the second part, we have seen wget command use case and the wget command line utility use case, and then we have jumped into sh and then ftp. So if you think I have missed something that I need to teach, then you can comment down below. I will make a video on it, or I will clear your doubt. So that's it for this video. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye and see you. Happy hacking. Keep hacking. Keep learning.